Okay guys, welcome to EURUSD. Let's review what went down today, Tuesday, April 8th, as well as the evening of Monday, April 7th. First of all, I'm going to start on an 8-hour chart. Just give you a quick summary. This pink line right here is the top of a bull flag that I've been tracking for probably since sometime last year. So it's a macro bull flag. And the yellow line here is more of a recent bull flag that is formed around the beginning of March and that pretty much consolidated within all of March before breaking out on April 3rd, right around Tariff Day. As you can see, we had a direct tag on the morning of Wednesday, another tag in the afternoon before taking off for a huge gain of almost over 200 points before settling down and consolidating above that bull flag resistance, which has now been support. Clearly, you can see we've tested it once, twice, 3 times, and a fourth today, and actually a fifth today now. So clearly price is trying to shake out, in my opinion, a lot of people before going up. However, if we do end up coming back here and losing some of these lows, we could see a tumble down to this blue line over here and set up a potential macro fail breakdown of this right here. However, right now I'm not looking that far ahead. All I can imagine is seeing this local fail breakdown occur of Sunday's low. We haven't got there yet, but if we got there, sold underneath, maybe tagged a level below and then ripped through, that could represent a real good long. That could go up for a bit to at least test this upper blue level and some of my targets above. So that's the macro update. Let's get into a 45-minute chart and start to see what went down since last night. So if you watched my video yesterday, I started it around 4 o'clock, I believe, ish, and I was mentioning how it looks like this level, which has been adjusted a little bit due to some action that I saw overnight, but this level was starting to push off around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and that we might not get a second chance to enter before it starts going up. And that's exactly what happened. Now, if you watch the video that I posted once again to mention, we came up to this level and pulled back about 6 points before ripping through. So wasn't that much of a chance to get in, but this right here is a way to go long. So a lot of times when the market's closing in the US around 3:30 to 5, I've noticed that if the price holds the active fail breakdown or holds level without going under it, or if it goes under it, then it becomes a fail breakdown, but that could be a chance to go long. So I did have that in mind. That's why I mentioned yesterday that we might not get back below this, and the level was holding, and it did, and that went from 906 all the way up to 989 for almost 83 points into the evening. Anyways, I didn't catch that, and no reason to dwell on the past, so let's move forward. With that said, I woke up around 5:36 today, and I was looking to see what I could find for a setup. So let's go to a 15-minute chart and show you exactly what my mindset was. So I woke up around, let's say 5:36. I noticed that we had one dip to recover this level for a level to level gain, and this was a solid low. I'm going to measure it for you just so you can see what I'm looking for from here to top to bottom. This bounced about 27 pips before losing that low around 5 a.m. And then after that low lost, you can see we attempted to fail breakdown setup this low right here. If I go to a 5-minute just for educational, you're going to see the price go below and above. See, if this low was 921, that the fail breakdown will be about 925, which was this line right here. So you can see price went below the low, this low, and then came back up, but it never held, nor was it a push through above. So you wouldn't probably have gone long. You had no reason to. And I was hoping for a more clear push or some consolidation before going long. It was only one level to level, so it was like I'm not in a rush to go long. And for some reason we go back up, I can play the reclaim of this level as that had been tested earlier before selling down. So going back to 15 minutes, like I said, I woke up, I saw that we had, excuse me one second, where are we? I saw that we had set this low and then we lost it. We had tried once to trigger it but did not quite get there. So I was anticipating a second chance to trigger. So I noticed we powered through right when I woke up. We pushed through that trigger again at 5:45, and honestly, one could have gone long here. Clearly, you can see price came through, triggered once, sold more to trap people, then came right back to the level with some strength. You see this candle right here? It's almost 14 points. That's a strong candle. That's a candle that interests me, and that shows me that something is possibly happening here, and I should pay attention. So after that happened, I wasn't not in a rush, but I was have my interest was peaked to go long. At 5:45, we triggered through and sold back. Now I'm thinking, okay, if we can uh, push through again, I'm going long because we already went through once, twice, and now a third time would tell me that it's about to trigger most likely. We back tested the top of the bull flag from March, and then we took off from there. We started going up, so my job was ready to go. I went long around 927. I took some off at around 938, a little bit below this minor level as we started pushing back down. And that was most of my trade for there. I kept a little runner. We came back tested, provided a second entry, and eventually we got back up here. I sold a little bit more of my position and left only a 15% runner, which ended up getting all the way here before getting stopped out when we lost this low. When we lost this low, now I'm looking for the setup that I was mentioned in my last video at 4 minutes and 40 seconds or so. What I mentioned was I wanted to see price lose this level, tag, or you could say, even a dip in recovery, whatever. I just wanted us to go through this level, touch it or something, or get close to it, and then bounce back, and then consolidate before taking off for a failed breakdown of the lows over here. And I guess this one as well, since it was a cluster of lows. You see one low here, a second here, and you could even consider this 3 different lows. Technically 1, 2 lows, and a third low. These are the lows. This is even a fourth one, honestly. So you have one low that bounced here, this low bounced from here to there, this low bounced from here to here, and this one bounced from here to here. So these 4 lows, as well as this one, it's a cluster of lows. That's probably why we took forever to push through. But anyways, so once we got this dipped and recovered back up here, I was very interested, and I actually went long because I was thinking that this one might be a good failed breakdown and I might not get a chance. So when we went back above this zone, I went long. I caught the first move. It went straight out to 10 points. I was happy with that. I left a little position open. That's the way I trade, level to level. Every day I'm hitting singles. Some days it'll be doubles, and if it's a home run, it's a home run. But my concern is just keeping up my batting average and going 4 for 5, 9 for 10, and not missing my setup. So anyways, after consolidating for a while, this finally started taking off, and we went from around 905 all the way to about 978, almost 70 plus points for the day. And now we're just selling a little bit, consolidating this move, and that's it. What a great day. Setups worked beautifully. I'm going to set the levels up for now for tomorrow. I'm going to go to a little higher time frame. What I'm looking at now is I'm looking at price just consolidating and eating up all this space that in the move we made earlier last week. After a big move, you need price a chance to build up some more energy for higher upside. Right now, what I'll be looking for is potentially selling and some type of dip and recovery of a level here, or even a level here once I set them up. If not, the best setup will be a failed breakdown of either this low, but realistically this low will be amazing if we can get close to this blue level or undercut it before taking off. Now if those things don't happen, and the ultra bullish setup will probably be something like a recovery of this zone right here around 966, 970. That had been a resistance for a couple of days now, and obviously since this morning we tried it twice. Monday morning we tried it a couple times and only got one level up. So if we can recover 970, I think we should see some more upside, possibly as high as this target right here. So I'll be out with levels soon. Hope this helps. Have a great day.